teaching the under. We're never going to have a perfect scenario in our household when catastrophe hits. It's never going to be good. You're not going to have chairs moved out. You're not going to have, it's not going to be the perfect situation. So we're going to leave that bucket there. It's important, one, that the dog is comfortable. Most dogs are comfortable under under things. It's just a natural denning position. But then when we change the game where we're saying, no, I need you to get under, it's definitely different. So Milo is bigger than what the space is that we're going to ask her to get in, which is going to be typical for that. And especially if you have a family of 5 and we're all trying to get under this table, that space is going to be even smaller. So what you want to do, Michelle, is just get her comfortable. Every time she goes under this table, you're going to give her the command, which is not normally how we train people. We normally get behaviors and then start asking for it. But we want to get from the get-go of everything, the motion, because if we're all under there and she's off, sleeping somewhere, we want to give that under and her understand that that's what it is. So 1, it's a sense of urgency,
Okay.
and 2, you're going to give the command for her to go under. So you're going to take the treat, you're going to lure her under with the food, and you're going to say under.
Under. Good.
And treat there, just
Good.
right. She's a nervous Nelly anyway, and this is something brand new to her, and it's going to be brand new to all of our dogs that we haven't taught. So go ahead and do that a couple of times. Under.
Under.
Good.
Good. Girl.
And make sure the treat happens under the table, so she finds that that's the release, that's the reward.
Under. Good girl. Under. Good. Oh, I lost it. Good girl. Under. Good girl.
Good. So the next thing that she's giving into it. So now I want you to come to this side, and Leisha's over here. So now I'm going to ask her to come in even further. I'm not going to ask her to get under this bar right now, but at least stretch her head over to here.
Okay. Under. Good girl.
Good.
Under. Good girl.
Nice.
Under. Good girl.
Good. So now we're going to ask for an under, a turn around,
Okay.
and just under, turn around, and then she can come out.
So I'm gonna have her go under.
Yeah, and she's going to turn around that small
Under.
space. Yep. Turn. Yep. So put your hand. You're going to keep your hand on this side of the bar.
On this side.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Under.
Give her. Remember, she's big, so we have to get her so far under that her rump goes under.
Under. Good.
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 That's okay. We got a head turn, and so you can treat for the head turn.
Under.
Good.
Good.
Better.
Good.
Better. Yeah, that's good. She's like, what just happened?
Under. Good.
Very good.
Girl.
Yeah.
Good
Very
girl.
good. Again, comfortable being in small spaces and moving around is not something that we do. We tend to give everybody a ton
Under.
of space.
Good.
Turn.
Good. Good. Under. Good. Under. Good girl.
Good. There.
Good
Take it. Go ahead and take it. Yep. There's your
Good girl.
turnaround.
Good girl.
Good.
Good.
Yeah. And it's really teaching, the only reason why we would teach a turnaround, because you're not going to get in a turnaround in there, it's teaching her to be in small spaces and not panic. And that is what that turnaround does, is now I'm going to kind of block you in a little bit, and I want you to be in that small space and move around in that small space and not panic in that small space. So now what I want you to do is see if you can get her under that bar.
Okay.
So it might be a down and a crawl, right? So we may need to add in, depending upon what our furniture is or what the situation is where our safety is, we may need our dog to get down and crawl under the table. So it may be that you have to get her down and work on a
Under.
crawl.
Good. Good.
Good
Good.
girl.
Good. Good.
There,
Good girl. Good.
Good. And by doing this with food and encouragement, she's a nervous dog anyway. And so she, in any number of situations for her, she'll like explode in panic on us. And we'll go, what just happened? And so by using the food, it's just kind of creating that distraction of don't panic, you're in this small space, everything's gonna be okay. So let's do it again.
No. Under. Good. Good.
Go ahead.
Good girl. Very good. Good girl. Good.
Now, our under is going to be, so we're under the table, everything falls down, and we can't come back out that way. We're gonna have to come out this
Okay.
way. So let's teach her a new exit.
Forward. So I can do under and then out.
Sure.
Under. Under. Good. Out. Out.
Good.
Good, 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 good. Good girl. Good girl. Out. Good girl.
And so I think the thing that we forget is, breaking down like, oh, what am I gonna say when we're like, okay, let's go, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
And that's probably gonna be what everybody says, okay, now it's time to get out, right? And so it's really thinking through that steps and what do I need to teach my dog to give them the information because we're gonna be panicked and they're not gonna know why. So if we have those commands, that's something that they can resort back to, okay, I know this, and not get worried why we are worried with it. Okay, the next step is going to be now you getting under with her.
Okay. Am I gonna go first or is she gonna go first?
It
I would
will
say
most
in
likely
most
be.
scenarios I would go first.
Yep,
but-
because you're the most, like, it's like,
Right.
even as parents, we have to get safe and get our kids safe.
Yeah.
Like, it's this, you're on the airplane, you put on your mask first, then your neighbor. So, you would go, and then as you're getting under, you can give her the same command
Okay.
as you're going under.
Okay. Under. Under. Good. Good. Oh my
Good.
goodness. Under. Good. Good
Good,
girl.
good, and then let her be there.
Good.
Very good.
Very
And
good.
that's okay if she wants to get comfortable, just keep her there and let her be there.
Good girl. That's good.
It's very good.
Good.
Very good.
Okay. Should we get out? Out. Out.
Good,
Good girl.
good. And the
Good.
important thing is if that was all blocked, she's gonna come out with you.
Right.
But she understood that that was a get out and she felt that she was fine getting out of that way and we have to trust our dogs. It comes back to, I'm getting out, you're gonna get out and we're gonna stick with, we're gonna stick together through all this. So, being in tight places, another way that you can help your dog be comfortable in that is that's where meal times are going to be. Is now we're just gonna feed you under the table because I want you to be comfortable there and that you're running under the table and waiting for your bowl to be put there, just like we do with crates, just like we do with our places.
Just for my own thought process,
Uh-huh.
if I was gonna do that, would I ask her to go under as I'm putting the bowl down so that she still is learning that word that every
Yeah.
time she goes, oh,
Yeah, yeah, and you would wait for the command, because normally with feeding time for us, it's, for Bora, he eats right there, and so he goes right there and does his dance. And so you don't want him to get so conditioned that they're beating you under the table for your dinner.
Okay.
Because that's not what this is about. So absolutely for sure, you can't let them anticipate, I'm running under there to get my food bowl put down. It's when I say under, they're zipping under there.
Gotcha.
And so, if you're cooking, if you're, doing stuff, you can occasionally say, oh, under, and then here's a piece of potato or, a piece of fish or whatever that you're cooking. So you're teaching them that when you hear that word, that's the place that I want you to get to. If there's several places in your household that could potentially be an under position for an earthquake situation, you need to teach that and train that as well. So if the whole family's downstairs, watch a movie, or part of the family's downstairs, where's their safe place? And if the dog is there, then that's their place as well. For me, it makes more sense if I was going to go into a corner situation where I don't have anything to get under, that I'm going to go to the corner, I would still give my dog that under command.
okay.
Because things are going to be falling on top of you. And so we're just going to be under rubble. And having them understand that I'm just under here and that I'm safe is a better scenario even if we're not literally under something. It's a safe command. It's a be with me, we're being safe. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. Okay, there's your under the table.